Egg yolk, what is going on? Viewers of the tube, if you didn't mean to click on this channel, don't step away because you just entered the crypto channel that keeps it weirder than this bread expert on Conan O'Brien.
We want to section the bread vertically.
Oh, geez. Okay, watch out.
To avoid lacerating its structure of the crumb.
So
here we go.
That's when, in other words, you just slice the bread.
You know, if I slice the bread, it would be doing it like this.
Okay, I guess your way is better.
When we open it up,
what?
We want to feel the surging of a geyser of aromas. We want to plunge our nose into it. Come on.
Hey!
Get in there.
Come on. I'm Catholic.
And squeeze it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good bread.
You know our hoagie. It's time for Chico Crypto. What? Bitcoin and the crypto markets are taking off? Well, it was very nice to wake up and see green. 20 to 30% gains for almost every coin out there. And then, pulling out the BTC price chart for the past 7 days, the price after getting obliterated in the flash crash was up, down, and all around after throughout last weekend, hitting a low of 4.5K. But since that Monday low, it has pushed up and pushed up hard. So I'm sure most of you are happy, as an increasing price is usually a good thing for an investor. But there are those stupid bears who love to play with leverage. In the markets, they turned extremely bullish, with many traders calling for 3K. Shoot, even some calling for the 1K levels. And I tried to explain last week, this is exactly what was going to happen. The leverage exchanges are once again setting everyone up, but in the reverse. So money is not being made right now liquidating the bears because there aren't many of them. And if they are bearish, they are not putting down a ton of cash. Money is being made by liquidating the longers, the bullish crowd. We will only see a true reversal once everyone goes bearish once again, and there's money for these scum exchanges to be made on the way up. Nice words back then, but now let's just go to the Data Fwiends, Data Mish. As we can see over the 24-hour pump, Bitfinex liquidated over 200 BTC on shorts, and BitMEX, they got over $52 million in short liquidations in just 24 hours. So it's a leveraged trader's game right now, where Arthur Hayes, CZ Binance, and the other centralized exchange cartel members are laughing all the way to the bank. So personally, am I bearish or bullish? Well, that is a complicated matter, as I'm bearish and bullish at the same time. Bearish because I stick by my personal thoughts. Now, this market is controlled by some extremely bad people. I mean, during the flash crash, BitMEX proved it was the New York Stock Exchange of the crypto markets when they turned on their own circuit breakers, halting trading on the exchange, most likely due to the death spiral. Then you have Tether and Bitfinex, who are growing in the leverage game now, which you should know my thoughts on them. They can now be considered the Federal Reserve of crypto, being able to print when they see fit. This article explains it nicely. Bitcoin rallies as Tether prints another 60 million USDT for the second day in a row, of which Bitfinex CTO Paulo Ardoino covered for and said both of them were for inventory replenishes. So it's currently unclear whether this is a major individual or institution that is requesting more USDT to be issued, or if it's a person at all. And it makes me think that this is going to become a reoccurring theme as the global markets continue their downward spiral. But that could be bullish if we have a printer saving the markets from total collapse. Does it sound like something BTC was made to replace the USD? Yeah, this is what we need to talk about, the traditional financial system, as Bitcoin and dirty players within it are starting to mirror the scum in Finance 1.0. But the reverse is true too, as Finance 1.0 is also looking to crypto. 4 days ago, during the Monday stock market madness, something was announced way out of left field by Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin Snoochin Boochin.
Snoochie Boochies.
He announced that he would be appointing Coinbase's now former chief legal officer, Brian Brooks, to oversee the U.S. national banking system. According to this Bloomberg Law article about the appointment, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency has appointed Brian Brooks, chief legal officer at cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase, as first deputy comptroller, the agency's second highest position. Brooks will also serve as the OCC's Chief Operating Officer, effective April 1st. So damn, Brian, you are in, and you are in tight. So this is big, and it was posted on our cryptocurrency. Look at the comments. This is good for Bitcoin. How come this isn't getting any attention? Sounds like some pretty deep stuff. Well, you are correct, individual thoughts on Reddit. It needs attention, and this is some pretty damn deep stuff. So let's begin. Brian Brooks, he was brought onto Coinbase back in September of 2018, which from this blog post, his arrival is part of our effort to expand our legal compliance and government affairs capabilities as we head into the next chapter for the company and the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. Which Brian did, because within just 1 month of bringing Brian on, Coinbase launched USDC, their own digital dollar. Thus, it's super easy to assume that Brian the lawyer knows all the legal red tape around creating the stable currency USDC. He knows what to do, he has done it before. That is why his transfer to the government, especially leading and overseeing the banking sector, is so big. They just brought on the best positioned and qualified person to lead the banking sector laws and regulations in the government's transition to a fully digital dollar. But a digital way to drop money to people could be coming much sooner than we think. Mnuchin, the one who brought on Brian, was the one who announced that their administration was looking to send $1,000 checks to every American.
Direct payments to Americans, or are you talking about a payroll tax holiday?
Although the president likes the idea of the payroll tax holiday, I will tell you what we've heard from many people, and the president has said we can consider this. The payroll tax holiday would get people money over the next 6 to 8 months. We're looking at sending checks to Americans immediately. And what we've heard from hardworking Americans, many companies have now shut down, whether it's bars or restaurants. Americans need cash now, and the president wants to get cash now. And I mean now, in the next 2 weeks.
Yes, they said just 2 weeks, which is impossible, unfeasible by doing it the old way of printing 300 million checks and then having everyone receive them and then take them to a bank. If only there was a way to do it digitally. And you just brought on Brian Brooks? So this is just too coincidental. Missouri Research just had Brian on 10 days ago when he was still with Coinbase, March 10th, to talk about Coinbase law. Well, let's just hear what Brian said in the beginning of the convo about what he has done previously.
I think, on the origin story bit, rather than just giving you a reverse summary of my resume, I can really give you a deep origin story because I think kind of been destined for this for a long, long time. And so what I tell you is if you go back 15 years or more in my career, a lot of what I've done as a lawyer was sort of trying to figure out and fix what's broken with the financial system. And, there are several early things that I think kind of pointed me in this direction. So one example I think about is years and years ago, this had to be more than 15 years ago, I was on the board of a nonprofit called Appleseed. We had a program at Appleseed called the Financial Inclusion Program. And one of the things we were trying to solve at that time was the problem that something like 10 million Americans received their tax refunds in the form of a check from the government. And these people didn't have bank accounts. So in order to get their tax refund, they had to go to a check casher and pay fees that were 5 or 10% of the check amount, just for the privilege of getting their own tax money back. And so we had a program at Appleseed where we worked with the IRS to aggregate a whole bunch of tax refunds together and then go to banks and say, look, you might not want to bank these people individually because they don't have the minimum balance on an individual basis. But what if we gave you 1 million new accounts, each of which had $400, and would you then waive the fees? And when we did that, there was a bank that was willing to do that. And we got the IRS to issue direct deposits into this bank and basically and the bank then agreed to give these people debit cards and a free checking account.
Yeah, he has previously worked on this type of stuff, doing away with the old check system, direct deposits, finding the banks and working out the laws quickly. And now let's just replay what he said in the beginning.
Because I think kind of been destined for this for a long, long time.
He is destined for this and for a long time. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it just might happen. And they could be issuing these direct payments digitally.
Everybody in the audience is being given
USDC.
But what Brian got legal clarity at Coinbase with his digital dollar, USDC, was a centralized coin from the release blog post of USDC. Each USDC is 100% collateralized by a corresponding USD held in accounts subject to regular public reporting of reserves. Which means the collateral behind the USDC, the dollars, are in centralized accounts. You are trusting basically a bank again with your money. Okay, we're going backwards. So even if Brian isn't creating legal clarity to issue Trump's and Snoochie Bootchie's 1K checks, he is there to create the legal clarity for the eventual digital dollar, just like how China is moving to the digital yuan. And this isn't good for privacy, since there will be no cash, and thus the government will be able to 100% trace all money transfers. And in my personal opinion, they're thinking out 5 years ahead. This won't happen overnight, but it will happen, and those checks could possibly be the beginning of the new digital world. Is this good for Bitcoin? We will have to find out. Cheers, I'll see you next time.